There comes a moment in every man's life when he realizes that wealth is not a matter of luck, circumstance, inheritance, or even talent. It is, first and always, a matter of thought, not the fleeting kind, not the wishful kind, but the kind of thought that sinks into the subconscious, reshapes identity, and becomes the silent architect of destiny. Thinking like the rich is not imitation, it is initiation. It is the first step into a higher order of life, the first signal you send to the universe that you are ready to receive what only disciplined minds can hold. Allow this idea to settle for a moment, because it is the cornerstone upon which all other truths of prosperity rest. The truth is simple. All wealth begins in the invisible long before it appears as currency. Every fortune ever built, whether in gold, ideas, or influence, was first constructed in the workshop of the mind. A poor thinker believes that action comes first, that he must labor his way into abundance. But the rich thinker knows the opposite. He thinks his way into alignment until his actions become the natural extension of his inner certainty. Action without the right mind is labor without architecture. You may move, you may sweat, you may strive, but without inner alignment, you build nothing lasting. You chase shadows and call it progress. Let me pause here, because this shift alone separates the life of struggle from the life of expansion. The rich do not think backward. They do not consult the past to decide what is possible. They do not ask their memories what they deserve. The poor think backward. They reason from limitation. They negotiate with fear. They build their future upon what life has allowed them so far. But the rich think forward. They live mentally in the future they intend to create. They project themselves into the state of abundance long before any evidence arrives. They understand that reality reshapes itself around the individual who holds his vision with conviction. And let me tell you, the universe responds instantly, not to need, not to effort, not to desperation, but to certainty. Because certainty is a frequency, and the universe is a mirror, not a master. It does not command you. It reflects you. It bends to the mental picture you carry most consistently within. And this leads us to the most important discovery about wealth. You will never rise above the self-image you carry within. Your identity is the ceiling of your destiny. Think small, and life shrinks to fit you. Expand your inner stature, and life expands in obedience. Most men attempt to improve their finances without improving the mental image that governs their finances. They earn more, but their subconscious belief pulls them back to their set point, the internal temperature of their worthiness. You cannot out-earn the belief that you're unworthy. You cannot outwork the belief that you're limited. You cannot outrun the belief that you're insignificant. Wealth is not added to you. It grows out of you. Pause here. Feel this truth. Because many chase money when they should be transforming themselves. To think like the rich is to think in possibilities, not limitations. The average mind scans the world for obstacles. The wealthy mind looks at the same world and sees openings. One sees reasons to stop. The other sees reasons to begin. Possibility thinking is not optimism, it is power. It is the decision to look at life not through the lens of fear, but through the lens of creation. When you think richly, you don't ask, can this happen? You ask, how shall I bring it into form? And that subtle shift, that simple declaration, is the moment the universe begins rearranging itself to match the tone of your thought. But let us go a layer deeper. Riches flow to the mind that considers itself worthy of them. Worthiness is not loud, it does not shout, boast, or demand. It is a calm conviction, a quiet inner agreement that abundance belongs to you because you are prepared to steward it. You cannot attract what you secretly despise. You cannot receive what you quietly resent. You cannot hold what you believe is wrong to possess. A divided mind repels abundance. A unified mind summons it. If you claim to desire wealth while judging those who possess it, your desire is counterfeit. You have placed your foot on the accelerator and the brake at the same time. To think like the rich is to accept complete responsibility for your reality. No excuses, no blame, no surrender to fate. Responsibility is the birthplace of power. The moment you take responsibility for everything in your life, your thoughts, emotions, reactions, decisions, you inherit the authority to change all of it. The poor thinker waits for conditions to improve. The rich thinker improves himself, and the conditions follow. This is not mere philosophy, it is law. The universe pays you according to the state of mind you maintain, not the state you desire. Desire without conviction is wishful thinking, but conviction is a command, and the universe obeys commands. Wealth is first a mental order, then and only then does it become a financial outcome. Confusion repels opportunity. Clarity magnetizes it. A well-structured mind naturally organizes its external affairs. A chaotic mind guarantees scarcity, no matter how hard it works. To think richly is to organize your thoughts, control your attention, and direct your emotions with intention. It is discipline, not daydreaming. It is vision, not reacting. It is purpose, not panic. And now, let me speak slowly, because this next principle is one of the greatest truths of prosperity. The feeling of safety comes before money arrives, not after. Most people wait for money to feel secure. That is why they never reach security. Security is an inner vibration. Wealth merely amplifies it. Money flows to those who feel safe without it. Money avoids those who fear its absence. This is why the wealthy think long-term, while the untrained mind thinks in urgency. Urgency is fear disguised as effort. Long-term thinking is confidence disguised as patience. The moment you stop rushing is the moment you begin receiving. The universe responds to your dominant thought, not your occasional hope. One inspired moment cannot override 1,000 fearful ones. This is why the mind must be trained, not entertained, not distracted, not temporarily motivated. Trained. To think rich is to remove the language of lack from your vocabulary. Words are frequencies. Frequencies are commands. Every time you say, "I can't," you instruct the universe to shrink your reality. Every time you speak limitation, you plant seeds of scarcity in your subconscious. Speak only from abundance. Act only from abundance. Expect only from abundance. And let me say this with emphasis. The wealthy do not fear judgment. Fear of criticism has destroyed more dreams than poverty ever did. The rich thinker walks a path defined by vision, not by public opinion. When you stop fearing what others think, the universe begins taking your thoughts seriously. Imagination becomes your workshop, not the playground of fantasy, but the beginning of creation itself. Every empire, every enterprise, every revolution began as an image held firmly in the mind of one man who refused to let it go. And the universe rewards that definiteness of purpose more than it rewards effort. Most people are busy, few are directed, and effort without direction is exhaustion disguised as progress. Purpose is the compass, conviction is the engine, consistency is the architect. Thinking rich is constructive, not emotional. Emotion when undisciplined is chaos, but when directed, emotion is fuel. A wealthy mind acts from principle, not impulse. Principle creates consistent elevation. Impulse creates scattered outcomes. Financial discipline always begins as mental discipline. Your external finances imitate your internal thinking habits. Train the mind, and the wallet follows. And here is the truth most men ignore. The universe bows to the individual who thinks with conviction. Conviction bends circumstances into obedience. It is the highest mental currency, the one that purchases destiny. And wealth is drawn to emotional stability. Money avoids turmoil. It gravitates toward the individual whose peace of mind cannot be shaken. Calmness is the frequency of abundance. The man who holds his center holds his future. The rich thinker searches for solutions, not culprits. Blame drains energy. Solutions elevate power. You cannot become wealthy blaming others. You become wealthy by mastering yourself. The wealthy think in multiplication, not preservation. To merely preserve is to fear loss. To multiply is to embrace expansion. Envy is eliminated entirely. For envy tells the universe, "I do not believe this is possible for me." Admiration whispers, "I am next." And the universe listens. Wealth thinking begins in silence. The quiet mind hears opportunities the noisy mind misses. In silence, Ideas rise that alter entire lifetimes. To think rich is to think as a creator, not a victim. Creators initiate, victims wait. The universe sides with the individual who initiates, who steps toward destiny, not away from it. Fragmented attention produces fragmented results. Hold one dominant aim and life reorganizes around it. A wealthy mind thinks from abundance, not toward it. It acts as if it already possesses the unseen. That is the secret, not to seek abundance, but to be it. Now listen closely, because this truth separates masters from the masses. The universe pays the price you demand through expectation. Expectation is silent command. It tells the universe what you are ready to receive, and you always receive what you expect, consciously or not. Money obeys the law of use. Circulate it with purpose, and it multiplies. Clutch it with fear, and it decays. Wealthy minds respect timing. Impatience is the offspring of fear. Patience is the mark of confidence. The universe tests faith through silence. When nothing seems to happen, that is the exam. Can you hold your vision without evidence? Can you think richly with no reward in sight? Those who endure that silence command miracles. And let me close with the highest truth I have ever discovered. The universe always pays those who think in harmony with its laws. Think richly, feel richly, act richly, and the universe, bound by its own unbreakable order, must return to you in proportion to the richness of your inner world. You think, the universe echoes. You command, the universe complies. This is the immutable law of life.